Hello everyone! My name is Philip.
And I'm TJ.
And we are the Untitled Film Nerd Project. And today we're going to talk about Jordan Peele's newest one, Us. Of course, as always, spoiler warning for the entire video from here on. Don't know what we're going to talk about, but it's probably going to be spoilery. Alright, now let's get into the movie.
Yes. So, what did you think?
I really enjoyed the first 80% or so, but the movie lost me completely in the last act. We'll get into it, but I can pinpoint the exact moment this movie started to lose me, and I can pinpoint when it lost me completely. What about you?
Oh, I loved it.
Okay, fair.
I thought it was weird, and I thought it was fun, and I thought, this alone could have been a Twilight Zone episode.
Oh yeah, well he's doing the Twilight Zone now, so
yes.
This felt like a test run.
Yes. However, I do have a caveat later.
Okay, cool.
But initially, I loved it.
Okay, fair. Well, let's get into some things that I liked. Let me just say first off, I love the concept. It's such a fucking cool concept. It was so I really like that. Like the first hour and a half, I was digging it. With some little nitpicky things here and there, of course. But just the plot was neat, and the acting was very, very good by almost everyone.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into the little caveat, as you said, later. But particularly, I think Lupita did an amazing fucking job. Like, she was the heart and soul of this movie, and she carried it so well. Not only as Adelaide, but also as Red. I loved her performance. Even if I hated the movie, which I didn't, I would still have loved her performance. And I want to give a shout out to the daughter, Zora Wilson, who was played by Shahandi Wright-Joseph. I thought she did a really good job too.
Oh yeah, totally.
They were the two stars in the movie to me. I think it blended horror and comedy well, for the most part. And I thought everyone did a good job playing the tethered versions of themselves. In fact, almost everyone's tethered version I liked more. Especially Kitty's. I thought Kitty's tethered version was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So I love the tethered versions, and I liked what Jordan Peele did with it, how the look was different, and they were in the jumpsuits, and it's just the scissors is just already this iconic thing. And I'll get into that right now. I love the symbolism and call-outs throughout the film. Like, if you looked, there was a VHS copy of Chud visible. Fucking cool, because that's about underground dwellers. In the closet is the board game Guess Who? You don't know who's who. I thought that was fucking cool. And speaking of the scissors, I love the poster shot of Adelaide holding the scissors. Scissors are an object that has two sides that are exactly alike back to back.
Yep.
Just including the scissors alone, I have to applaud. That's so smart. So smart. But overall, those are things that I liked. What about you?
I'm definitely going to mirror much of that. The acting was spot on. I think the humor worked well in most parts. As far as even the home invasion aspect goes, it was very tense at parts.
Yeah.
And one of the things I was hoping for was carnage, and we got that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And to go with, your mention of some of the nods, I read this later on. He had confirmed that when the younger version Adelaide is with her parents and her mom mentions that they're filming a movie off on the side. Yeah. Lost Boys.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic. But yeah, and then also even some of the twists and churns. One twist I liked, a churn I didn't like, but we'll get into that later. But as far as the reveal about Adelaide herself, I really enjoyed that.
Okay.
So
all right.
That's what I liked.
Okay, cool. Now I'm going to go over what I thought could have been better. First, earlier I mentioned that the acting fell short for me. I would have recast the little boy. I didn't think he was very good, except when he was Pluto. He did that really well. If that was him the whole time, I'm not sure. But as far as movement and the head cocking off to the side, all that stuff, like very Michael Myers, the mask thing he was wearing, it just there was a lot of iconic stuff from this that I think Jordan Peele nailed. But as far as the kid playing Jason, some of it fell short for me in some spots, and I thought he was the weakest actor of the entire bunch. Now let's get into my issues. And all of them are about the writing. The scene with Adelaide and Red in the classroom is where it started to lose me. There was way too much exposition.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I like some, but I think the movie would have been stronger if it had been more of a mystery. We get this long monologue by Red, and it's the weakest part of the movie to me, and it absolutely killed the pacing. And then when the movie lost me completely, the plot twist. I don't want to say ruined the movie, but it's a plot twist that really just sinks everything you had just seen. It was completely unnecessary. It muddled the story. It convoluted everything. And if you pick it apart, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Honestly, I'm going to put this out there. This script to me felt like, because if you think about it, take Jordan Peele out of it, this movie plays out like a Shyamalan movie.
Mm-hmm.
The end twist was so fucking Shyamalan that it annoyed me. Okay, if it was evil her the whole time, how did she learn to talk? How did she acclimate to society so well? Why did she have free will? Why was she acting all traumatized at the beach? Wouldn't that have been like a return to where she was free? It's like a happy place. What about Adelaide? How did she forget how to talk like a normal person? That bugs me. Like, I know there's something called spasmodic dysphoria, where you have trouble with the traumatic events and you can't speak, but it wasn't explained well. And even if you're underground, her motor and cognitive skills had already developed. She wouldn't just lose them. And then why didn't she just go back up the escalator to the not well hidden door and leave? She obviously was unhandcuffed at some point. She wouldn't just forget the way out. And speaking of the not well hidden door, the tunnel beneath the boardwalk was way too easy to access. How come no one found it earlier? It was right there. Okay, and why is she a shadow now? Shouldn't evil her still be tethered so that she's under the spell of the real version? The tethered were made to be copies. She's not the copy. She's the original. It didn't explain that very well. And at the end, how did Jason, the little boy, know that it wasn't, like, they gave zero clues from a plot perspective that would have him doubt her. Like, he was fine with her, saw Red kill Adelaide, and then was like, nope. And I didn't like the text in the beginning about the tunnels. I think Jordan Peele could have left that out, and it would have made the movie less, oh, so that's what this involves. So it kind of ruined the mystery from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
But my biggest issue, other than the monologue that just dragged the movie down, was the plot twist. It was so Shyamalan and unnecessary. If M. Night Shyamalan had made this movie, people would be shitting all over it. I guarantee you. But Jordan Peele has, like, he's made of Teflon right now. And I get it. Get Out was good. And this was also good. I'm not saying this is bad. But the last 20 minutes handicap this entire movie for me. And I can't look past it. It just bugs the shit out of me. And yeah, so yeah, that's what I think could have been improved. But you apparently liked it, so please tell me what you did not like.
It also kind of sort of piggybacks on what you had said.
Mm-hmm.
So while I didn't mind that part of the twist, the part that I did not like was the exposition of Red trying to explain the origins of the tethered.
Yep.
And it's just one of those...
It went so long.
Well, not only that, but it's just one of those... I really enjoyed the movie, but if you think about it too hard, and especially the things that Red said about the origins of the movie, it falls apart.
Exactly.
So, initially, I still don't mind that original twist about Red. But the origins, just don't think about it. Just take the movie as is. Face value.
Like, if they hadn't said anything about tunnels or anything like that, and...
Yeah. Like, the tunnels bit.
And if they made the place harder to find, it's just, you just go in the Hall of Mirrors, go down through, like, the boiler room area, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's no lock on the door. There's no barricade.
The entire plot has, like... I've seen this plot played out in comic books before.
Oh, okay.
Up. And it's just one of those, you need to let it be... Not try to ground it so much in reality.
Mm-hmm.
Embrace the absurdness of it all.
Yeah.
It's an alternate dimension, something. But the idea of subterranean people living below, and again, it's just, you think about it too hard, it's going to completely fall apart.
Well, I like the concept of like doppelgangers.
Yes.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I like I like the way he portrayed them, Jordan Peele, in the movie. Really fucking cool. But as you said, not just from the exposition, but from the two plot twists, if you dig even like inches into the plot, if you dig a little deeper into it, it doesn't make any fucking sense. There are so many just loose threads, and just I think he tried too hard. I know I've said it many times. It's so Shyamalan to me because it just felt lazy at the end. Like, oh, they switched, but that doesn't make any fucking sense to like the way the movie played out. Oh no, and he knows it's not her now. That doesn't make how. Just because he saw one kill the other, like what clue did he get? They'd switched, just and you're like captain of figuring out the fucking shit early. Did you figure out the twist early?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was so even I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the whole time I'm like, please don't do that. As the movie went, I'm like, if this is the twist, it's gonna just fuck the entire world building you've done, which is really good so far. And yeah, it did. The twist was there, and I groaned. And
okay.
We disagree, but we agree also in some respects.
Mm-hmm.
All that being said, would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, totally.
Cool.
You?
Absolutely. Like, yes. it may sound like I wouldn't. Like, it's not as strong as Get Out. Mm-hmm. And the writing takes a nosedive at the end. But it's still a good horror movie with a kick-ass concept. I think Jordan Peele has his finger on the pulse of horror right now in a way that other people don't. He's good at horror. Surprisingly good at horror, actually, for coming from a comedy background. So I have nothing but respect for him. But if you're going to go Twilight Zone, commit to Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone doesn't need to have all the answers. You can have a creature on a plane for no fucking reason, and you just go with it. Overall, yes, I would recommend it, but there are issues. A lot of issues. And I feel like everyone's just like, this is the greatest horror movie of all time. It's good. It's not that good. But as it's a good movie, and I would recommend it.
Awesome.
Anything else you would like to add?
No, I think that about covers it.
Okay, well, that wraps it up for us. Ha! Us. Whatever.
Here all night.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm here for like another 20 seconds. So with that being said, thank you for listening. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.